Well, hello there, welcome back to another Pokemon Masters Datamine analysis video. We're gonna be talking about the Datamine that released late June, about upcoming content in July. If you don't want to be spoiled, spoiler alert. I'm gonna be discussing the new units of the next month. So there's gonna be a lot of spoilers. So this is your warning. Without further ado, let's start with the video. This time I'm actually going to start. Usually how I do these videos is I start by talking about the new stuff, and then I jump straight into the characters, and then I go to sync grades on those characters, and then I give a quick summary of like how I would tier all them, and then I would go ahead and tell you my plans. But this time I actually want to add in a little thing toward the beginning. It's just a summary, just an overall summary. And so yeah, we're just getting a few new units, no master fairs, all limited units. So we're gonna get all limited units, all 2%, no master fair, no 1%. And because there are no master fairs, these units aren't exactly like super powerful. Of course, they are powerful because they're the newest units, and generally speaking, newer units are pretty good. But they aren't like the most powerful units in the game. Like Datamine and Irida from last month are still, or I guess from this month are still, the strong units if you want to go for the strong units. But yeah, we just have, a bunch of new units, and they are going to be, I think they're kind of niche. I think they're very like, at least the characters themselves are very niche, and so I feel like a lot of people are going to be skipping this month of characters unless they really like a certain character. I feel like a lot of people are going to skip, which is I think a good thing because Anniversary is coming up. And so if they want to bait us, they're not baiting us this month yet. They'll bait us next month, because next month is the month before Anniversary. So it's next month, and then after that is Anniversary, and we know Anniversary they're gonna be dropping the big units. But anyways, Datamine, again, websites I'm using, link in the description, all that stuff, and let's jump into it. But our new units, Tate and Liza, are getting an alt. That's awesome. I mean, these units have been out. Oh, I forgot to zoom in. I was supposed to do that. These units have been out since the beginning of the game as 3 stars, but now they're getting ults as 5 stars for the summer outfit. So here they are, looking very cute. Tate, we're gonna talk about, is a tech unit having Jirachi. So yes, if you want Jirachi, you're rolling for Tate. Now this unit is a very special unit. Essentially, this new passive, every 2 times the Pokemon use a move, which I'm guessing also includes trainer moves, on top of normal moves. After you use it 2 times, they deal additional damage. They'll do additional damage on the second move, and it's going to be a steel special. We don't know exactly how much damage it will do, but yeah, it's basically Doom's Desire. Doom Desire is like, I think, I never really used Jirachi, but I think Jirachi uses Doom's Desire, and it's like Future Sight, where you use it, and then the damage hits in like a few turns, and I think it's like 150 steel damage or something super high like that. Could be wrong, I'm not sure. But yeah, basically what Jirachi is, you're just gonna be using moves, and then you're gonna get an additional hit every 2 moves, which is pretty interesting. But on top of that hit every 2 moves, you're also gonna be gaining from another passive. You're gonna be gaining a random stat going up by 2. Again, it's gonna be attack, special attack, defense, whatever. And you're also going to be lowering the target. I think there's only 1 target special defense. Yeah, so whatever you do with Jirachi, every 2 moves, boom, you do a lot of damage. Boom, you raise all ally sync pair stats by 2 of a random stat, and then boom, you're going to lower 1 target enemy's special defense by 2. So a lot going on with Jirachi. Really decent stats, good speed, good HP, nothing crazy about these stats. They're pretty good. Again, it's a tech unit. Usually tech units have the best stats, and Jirachi is no exception. Flash Cannon. Alright. Flash Cannon has small chance of lowering special defense, and you are going to be lowering special defense by the passive, but you could also lower more special defense from Flash Cannon. But yeah, there you go. Not only are you going to be dealing damage from Flash Cannon, but you're also going to be dealing damage from the Doom Desire passive, which is cool. Also Thunder Wave, so you can paralyze your opponents, and then Charm, which lowers attack. So not only can you lower special defense, but you can also lower normal attack. And yes, you don't need to use Flash Cannon to do steal damage. You can just charm, or you can use trainer move charm, then boom, steal damage. Trainer move applies move gauge acceleration, that's good. Raises special attack by 4 and raises crit by 3. So yeah, it's one of those passes where it raises, you use it one time and you basically almost fully raise your attack. You're missing 2, but you do raise your crit. And then the sync move is going to be more the attack is lowered, the greater damage. So you kind of have to use charm if you want to, or like other units, right? But you need a lower attack to get the sync move to be fully powered up. And that's going to not trigger by the passive. You actually do need to use charms. So for the sync grid, just normal 3 out of 5 sync grid here. What I went for was kind of, there's a few things that you can go for with Jirachi. You can go for like the charm route, doing some charm nodes, which is good because you use charm, you can use a free move next. So like every time you use charm is free, which is good. You can also have charm as raising your special attack, so you can fully raise your special attack using charm. Again, in charm build, the charm build is pretty good because you are going to be lowering your opponent's attack, and also you're going to be doing sync move damage just from your base sync move effect. Other passive is using the trainer moves. You can have heal, or you can have all your allies sync raise 2 more stats by using the passive, which is nice. Or you can go towards a more the paralysis route. You can have more sync move damage if the enemy is paralyzed. There's also another passive which raises one of the stats when you use a status move, I think. Yeah, raise one of the stats when you use which I think a status move counts towards I think charm counts as a status move, so you can just keep on raising all your stats, which is pretty crazy. But the sync move the sync grid that I would go for, there's also there's a lot of nodes. I'm not gonna go through all of them. The sync move that I went for, or sync grid that I went for, is kind of like sync move damage. We're gonna go for the high sync move damage. So raising tide, you're gonna be raising your stats a lot from that passive. So here we got more sync move damage when you have higher stats. Brain tree teaser, so lower special defense. Again, lower special defense is built into the passive, so you're always gonna get some extra damage from the brain teaser. You don't need to use charm, right? There's also this, which 100 chance of lowering attack if you use a move targeting that opponent. So your flash cannon, instead of needing to use charm to lower attack, you can use flash cannon to lower attack, which again will help trigger that sync move passive. And in Doom Desire, same team, same stat. So every time the Doom Desire triggers, again, every 2 moves, you're going to get a stat up. You're just going to run a stat up for everything, which helps with raising tide. I do think that if you're going to go for the charm, or if you're going to go for the charm route, then this passive would be better. But if you're going to go for the damage route, then I don't know. Obviously, you're not going to be using any status moves. So yeah, this is Jirachi. Just summon Jirachi. You're going to use the trainer move, and then you just hit them with as much flash cannons as possible. And yeah, but I mean, Jirachi has a bunch of different builds. You can go with the charm build, you can go with the paralysis build, and if you go for those builds, then you change the sync grid accordingly. So yeah, it's a very versatile unit. Next up, of course, is Tate's twin sister Liza. So she's also gonna get an alt. Very nice. She's Strike, and she's gonna be using Celesteela, the Ultra Beast that Jasmine got. And this is a striker, so flying shift. So Giga Impact is going to be flying, so you're going to be doing huge flying damage with Giga Impact. And then you raise your another passive is raising defense by 2 every time you use status move, and then you're gonna get a free move next effect every time you use status move, which is pretty good because Giga Impact costs 4. And so if you can get Giga Impact to cost free, that's pretty good. Stats, here we go. Pretty decent all around the board. Pretty high HP for a striker, I think. But yeah, pretty decent stats. But yeah, Giga Impact is what we're talking about here. And Iron Defense. So what are the status moves that are going to increase your defense by 2 and give you a free move effect? You got Iron Defense. Boom. Okay, so you use Iron Defense. So not only do you raise defense by 2 from iron defense, but you raise it 2 more from the passive. You're gonna get 4. So basically, you use iron defense, and then if you want to use protect, which again is good because it's a stats move, you're gonna use protect, and then boom. You only need to use iron defense once and protect once to fully raise your defense to 6. Why is fully raising your defense to 6 good? Well, let's look at the trainer move, Into the Night Sky. It raises accuracy by 1, which is pretty good because Giga Impact doesn't have 100% accuracy. So we do want more accuracy there. Raises critical hit rate by 3, and the more the defense raised, the more the attack is raised by the same amount. Alright, so again, there's another one of those passives which basically fully raise your crit and attack. This one, not so easy because you do need to raise your defense a little bit. So here's how I see it playing. You summon this unit out, use iron defense, use protect. I mean, it doesn't matter what order you do them in. If you can, I would probably use protect after iron defense, but it doesn't really matter, right? Fully raise your defense, use Into the Night Sky, and then you sync. You can sync with this unit because you will have full buffs, or you can sync with another unit, like a support unit to get the sync move buffs. And then you have a free Giga Impact because you are going to be triggering the free move effect buff. And then from there, you're just going to be using Giga Impact the entire time. So yeah, pretty decent. My sync rate here is Piercing Gaze is too important. But yeah, I just have a Giga Impact build. I mean, there's a few builds, or at least for me, I see there being 2 builds. I have the Giga Impact build. So Piercing Gaze is just super important. And Giga Impact move, refresh 9 and 3. Okay, I see you. And then Tough Cookie, the more the defense is raised, the more powers up normal moves. So yeah, you're basically going to have max defense anyway. So you're just going to be doing a bunch of Giga Impact damage, which again is flying damage. But another sync grid that you can do is, I have it here on my phone. You can go with, I mean, we're still gonna keep Piercing Gaze here. Because I think Piercing Gaze is necessary for this unit. I would always have this because I think Piercing Gaze is one of the best passives in the game. We have sync move damage, so we go with all the sync damage increased nodes, and then we also go tough sync and towering force. Now I just learned this today. I think this is how it works. Tough sync is powers up sync move when defense is raised. So I don't think it matters how much defense is raised. If it raises once or if it raises 6 times, it doesn't matter. You'll always get the same damage increase. Now, Towering Force, on the other hand, is the more the user's defense is raised, the more powered up their sync move. So this, I think it does scale off how much defense is raised. I mean, it doesn't matter because you're always going to have 6 defense raised anyways. But I think that, yeah, this is better. Towering Force is better because it probably scales more than Tough Sync, but Tough Sync is easier to trigger because we only need 1. I mean, this also triggers, but anyways, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, first I read these and I'm like, how is Tough Sync and Towering Force different? But I think that some passives only need 1 increase to have more sync move damage, and it doesn't like scale off how much increase, and then some passives do scale off how much stat increase there is. So yeah, I actually didn't even notice that, and I might need to look at it back to a bunch of units I have and see like, okay, are the attack increased by 1 or by it scales? You know what I mean, right? So anyways, yeah, we just got big sync grid damage, or big sync sync move damage here. You also have Team Sentry 2, so raises defense by 2 when it enters the battle, which means that if you have it by 2, all you need to use is iron. You don't even need to use protect. You can use iron defense and boom, you'll have max attack if you use Into the Night Sky. So yeah, if you have that passive triggered, then you don't need to use protect, and you can sneak in a Giga Impact before the first sync move. Trainer refresh. You can also have HP advantage 4, so more sync move damage. You will have protect, so you will be protecting yourself pretty well. And then yeah, has a 100% chance of increasing physical when you use a status move, which is pretty good. Your Giga Impact is going to be doing Giga damage, but also protect move. Oh, I shouldn't have that triggered, but like you can have this triggered. Has a 100% of increasing physical move when you use protect. So when you use protect and then you use a status move, you can have 5 buffs of physical move up. So your next Giga Impact is just gonna do so much damage. I mean, it might even do more damage than your Sync. I'm not even sure. I don't think so, but it's gonna do a lot of damage. So that's also another interesting build that you can use. You have Vigilance and stuff like that. But yeah, I think this unit is a super strong steel unit. But guess what? I don't think this is the strongest steel unit. What am I talking about? This is a flying unit. Okay. I need to shut up. I don't think a Jirachi is the steel unit. Yeah, this is a really good flying unit. Is it better than Is it better than Steven in Anniversary Rayquaza? Probably. I'll be honest, probably. He's not that good of a unit, to be honest. So this unit is probably better than Steven. We're getting Rose. We're getting Rose into the game. I think this is, again, spoiler. This is closing out the villain arc, because we do have the villain arc going on, has been going on for a while, and we are missing Rose. So yeah, here we're getting Rose, Strike Pair. And he's using Caparaja. Alright, Caparaja Steel type. So it's going to be competing with Tate and Jirachi. So if you want to roll for a Steel type, who are you going to roll for? Are you going to roll for one of them? Are you going to roll for both of them? I'm not sure. P move and max move expansion. Basically, this is just like, I'm not going to read this all, but it's essentially Anniversary N Reshiram's passive, which basically means that when you use a move, it hits all the targets. That's it. So yeah, so if you use Iron Head, it hits every target, but it doesn't count. It's not treated as an AoE move, you know what I mean? So it doesn't like lower the damage, but it just hits all of them normally. Same thing with, I think, what's that? Her name, Lusamine, with her legendary Signasuit Lusamine, also has a passive when you, I think, Mega Evolve or whatever the process is called. But yeah, basically you're just going to be doing a bunch of damage to all targets. And then hit the gas 5. So you're going to do more damage. So again, it's similar to Diantha, where the moves are going to cost 1 move gauge more, but you're going to be pushing out more damage. And then Rose's result, so a special passive, raises the power of steel moves, and moves never miss. Awesome. Alright, so that's good. I mean, Piercing Gaze, okay, count me in. And steel moves. So basically, Pikachu is also similar. I think Ash and Pikachu. I keep referring to other units because this unit is copying a lot of stuff out of other units. But yeah, Never Missing is pretty good, and Power of Steel Move is pretty good. Stats here, pretty low stats in melee for an attack, but I still think this unit has a lot of damage coming out. So yeah, let's actually look at the max moves, because we know that Caparaja does Gigantamax. So we have Steel Surge, Gmax Steel Surge, which does 400 steel damage. Again, this is to all targets. It does 400 steel damage to all targets because of the passive. Again, user uses a max move. The target becomes all opposing allies and not lowered. So damage not lowered. So you're probably going to summon, use a passive, raises 6 speed, raises 3 crit, increases physical move up, and then lowers speed by 2. So again, another unit that fully increases crit and fully increases attack. So this unit is going to be, and then you use that passive, and then you Steel Surge, which you're going to do, and you're going to summon a Steel Damage Field, which does damage. Does steel damage every time you take action. So basically, this is Stealth Rock, but for steel. So that's quite interesting. And then you also have a rock move which calls Sandstorm, and a ground move which lowers special defense by 2. You're probably not going to use those. You're probably only going to use Gmax Steel Surge, as you're probably going to use this as like a steel type striker. So I'm not even going to talk about Stone Edge and high horsepower, but just keep in mind that even though the accuracy is 90 and 95, nope, the user attack never miss. So yeah, no, these are 100% accurate. But Iron Head. So, Iron Head is not only going to get buffed by Hit the Gas, but it's also going to get buffed by Rose Results. Keep in mind that it will hit all targets, and then it'll also get buffed by the physical move up. I don't know if that triggers by Gigantamax moves. But yeah, you're just going to be doing tons of steel damage. Like, yeah, just tons of steel damage. Like, I don't, what else is there to say? And yeah. For Sync Grid for Rose, I actually only went for the 3 out of 5. There is 5 out of 5. in which case I think this move is every time you use a move under the steel damage field, the next move is free. Steel damage field doesn't last very long because there's no extension and you can't use a Gigantamax move twice. So it's not that good, but I mean, that's something, right? But yeah, I basically just have a sync move. Again, more sync grid or sync move damage, but also Furious Brawn. More attack is raised, more your Iron Head is going to be raised. And then Haymaker, and more attack is raised, the more, again, this is one of those scaling ones. More attack is raised, the more sync move damage. So, yeah, you're going to be maxing out your attack immediately. Double down is really good. Powers up sync move if it's super effective. So your steel, if you're using it against steel moves and it's going to do tons of damage. Iron Head always giving back move gauge is super nice because Iron Head is going to cost 4 instead of 3. So that's nice. And then you power up sync move when there is steel damage field. Again, it's not going to last long, so you're probably only going to have this trigger once. So yeah. There's also a high horsepower build or ground build. I don't think that you could go for that, but not that good. There's also Stone Edge and Sandstorm build that you can do. I mean, that's just getting weird. And then yeah, that's kind of it. I kind of do think that this is probably the best sync grid available. Like what I have right here is probably literally the best you can do. But hey, I mean that's that. So yeah, I think Rose is a super strong unit. I'll get to it, but I think he's the strongest steel unit in the game? Question mark? All right, Oleana. Da 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 da. Oh my god, her theme is so good. Should I roll for her just for her theme? She's a tech unit, 5-star. She has Garbodor, and she's poison. So again, she's coming out villain arc. She's poison. She's a 2% limited unit. So she's competing with Emma. So I see her as a competition to Emma. So let's see how she differs from Emma as a tech unit. Emma is a striker, by the way. So, I mean, they don't really compete. But they're both poison. When a poison or value poison stat is lowered by stat move, lowered by 3 times. I think this is the first time we're getting a passive with this number. Times 3. Has there ever been a Pokemon Master like sync node or passive that has times 3 on it? I mean, I can't remember one. There might be, but I don't think there is. I think this is the first times 3 effect that we're getting. Or one of the first. Or like whatever. Okay, so if you use a status move down on a poison unit, then it times 3. So let's quickly look at how we're going to trigger this. So Garbodor, again, Gigantamax in the video game, so we'll see a Gigantamax here. G Max Malador leaves all opposing sync bears poison. Okay, so that's how you trigger the poison. So how do you trigger the stat lowering? Venom Drench. All right, this is what Janen, is that what she? Ardos girl. Ardos? No, Ardos is the snake. Wait, she has a poison spider. Anyways, lowers target's attack, special attack, and speed if they are poisoned. Alright, so that's what we do. We use the Malador, make them poisoned, and then use Venom Drench, make them lower attack, special attack, and speed by 3, and then use Venom Drench again to have it fully lowered attack, special attack, and speed, unless they raise, of course, if they raise their special attack or attack, then it won't be lowered to max, but you know what I mean, right? It lowers it by 6, nevertheless. And then you use your sync move. Alright, that's alright. So it seems like, by the way, I say Oleana. It might be Olena, but I say Oleana. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I don't care. Well, I do kind of care, but I mean, I've never heard her name spoken, so I'm just going to say Oleana. Alright, so yeah, she can lower attack and special attack, which is really good because one of the best tech units in the game, in my opinion, is Champion Iris. Well, she's not actually called Champion Iris, but you know, it's the Iris with the dress and the Hydreigon. She can lower special attack. She can fully lower both special attack and attack. to all units. Like she can AoE lower all, but it takes a total of 6 turns. So it takes a while to fully lower attack, special attack. But this unit can do it in 3 turns. That's crazy. You have to poison them first, but then after you poison them, boom, boom, boom. Again, there's only one target, which Champion Iris is still pretty good in because it lowers all the opponents instead of just one opponent. But Garbodor is pretty good in that sense. I mean, obviously, I think what's it? Kyurem with. Apparently, it's not Genesis. It's something else. I don't know his name. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's not Genesis, apparently. But he can also... Anyways, yes. But let's see what else is in Garbodor's kit. So, max move, poison rebuff down 1. So, yes, after you use Malador, you can apply the poison type rebuff on all the allies, making them take more poison damage. And then also, ally poison, badly poisoned. What? So, basically what this does is anytime any ally, including Garbodor herself, I'm guessing, it's a her, I'm not sure, it's Garbodor, pretty sure Garbodor's a girl, leaves badly poisoned. So yeah, if you have Garbodor, it's always going to be badly poisoned, which is pretty good. Stats, honestly, pretty low stats, pretty low attack for a tech unit. But yeah, so I talked about Venom Drench. Let's please leave. So lowers sync move count by 1, raise attack by 4, raise accuracy by 2, and raise crit by 3. Again, and this is the fourth time I'm saying this video. Another Pokemon which passive is a one-time use and it fully raises crit and almost raises attack. Alright, that's the fourth time in this video I said that. Let's see if I say it again. Move gauge boost is pretty useless, but I mean, hey, again, this is probably not... You could use this as a support unit, so maybe the move gauge boost is good. And then Gunk Shot. So Gunk Shot is 80 accuracy, but keep in mind that you are going to get 2 accuracy buffs, so it's going to be 100% accuracy. And then 30% of leaving target 30% of leaving target poison doesn't really matter because you're going to be poisoning it from a max move anyways. And then a lot of damage. I mean, look, 4 move gauge and it does 194 damage. That's a lot of damage. The reason why it does so much damage is because it's a low accuracy move. But yeah, that's a ton of damage. And then the sync move is the more the stats are lower, the more damage you're going to do. And yeah, you're going to be lowering a lot of stats with this unit. So yeah, you can use Garbodor as a stat lowering unit. Alright, you can use Garbodor as a really good poison unit because you can badly poison all 3 targets with just 1 move. Super consistent, super easy. But you can also use Garbodor as a damage unit. You can use Gunk Shot because Gunk Shot does a lot of damage with 100% accuracy. The sync move is super strong because you're probably going to be triggering this effect pretty well. So yeah, it's a pretty good unit because it can do a lot of things. Again, my Garbodor sync grade is only 3 out of 5. I do think that the other passes are pretty good. Twofer is pretty good. Venom Drench, you can make it so next move is free. Again, Venom Drench costs 4, so this is not bad. So you can use Venom Drench, Gunk Shot, Venom Drench, Gunk Shot. You know what I'm saying? Soften Up is pretty good if you want consistent sync move damage. And then Gunk Shot Ruthless Toxin, which has a 100% chance of lowering a stat by 2 when you use Gunk Shot. So again, this increases your sync move damage. Also, it can lower evasiveness and accuracy, which is pretty nice. Lowering evasiveness makes it that your Gunk Shot consistently hits. And also lowering accuracy is good because you can make your opponent miss, you know? But the sync grade that I went for is kind of just poison. Poison sync. Again, sync move. That's the name of this patch is sync move damage. Raises sync move if poisoned. Power play. The more stats lower, the more sync move damage it does. Toxic power. Actually just raises normal attack damage. Raises your Gunk Shot. But we're also doing the sync power nodes. And then Virulent Toxic powers up sync move if poison. Yes. So we're going with a lot of sync move damage buffs here if they're poison. You can also do Gunk Shot because I think, again, Gunk Shot does a lot of damage. So you can have move gauge refresh. You can have Gunk Shot get 10 plus accuracy if you're afraid of your opponent raising evasiveness or your opponent lowering your accuracy or something. Toxic power, increase attack. Post haste, raise 100% of raising the user speed by 2 when hit by attack move. Not really good. You can have your gunk shot flinch, which is quite interesting. It's only 20%, so it's not that high. But hey, it's there. Venom Drench giving back some move gauge, giving back move gauge boost, prep rally 2. I mean, I think this is pretty good. If you want to do right now I have a damage Garbodor, but if you want to do an support Garbodor, I think that this is a really good passive to make it so that all your speed is increased by 2. Ramming speed, you can have ramming speed so that your gunk shot does more damage if you have speed raised. So there's a few things you can do here. And then gradual healing by using the trainer move. Potent toxin, you can make if you're going for a poison stall build, then you would want potent toxin. And then also raises defense by 2 after using max move. Not really that good, but there you go, Garbodor. So is Garbodor better than Emma? Garbodor, in my opinion, is way more versatile than Emma. I think Emma is easier to use, but if you want the more versatile unit, Oleana and Garbodor is probably the better unit. Like, if I had to rate them, I would probably say that Oleana and Garbodor is probably the better unit. But Emma is Emma, so Kaiwei, no, not Kaiwei, Kaiwei. It's the dude from the island who plays with Marowak. Tech unit 5, so this is going to be a variety scout. So probably not a lot of people are going to scout for him. But those people who want top scores in Legendary Gauntlet, I mean, they have to roll for him because you just have to roll for all the units. But this unit is crazy. All right, let me talk about this unit because this unit is really cool. Extended range. So again, like I mentioned about Rose and Anniversary N, basically Arcanine hits everybody. Now here's the fun bits. Hit burn opponent special attack down 9, and hit trap special defense down 9. So if it hits a opponent that is burned, lowers their special attack. If it hits the opponent that's trapped, lowers their special defense. Alright, let's see how we can trigger that. Boom, Will-O-Wisp and Fire Spin. We can burn them with Will-O-Wisp. Keep in mind that it will burn everybody because of extended range. And then Fire Spin, you can make everybody trapped. Keep in mind that it will hit everybody because of extended range. So you use Will-O-Wisp, use Fire Spin, and then use Ember. Ember is going to do a tiny bit of damage. But the damage doesn't matter because it costs 1, so super cheap. And you're just going to be lowering their attack and special attack. Keep in mind, this will hit everybody because of extended range. Alright, so that is what Kawaii and Arcanine does. It's a unit that can lower special attack and special defense of all the opponents. But not only that, but you're also getting burned and trapped. Alright, so you're going to be inflicting that chip damage, and also whatever buffs you get from burning or whatever buffs you get from trapping also applies here. So this is a crazy good unit, because a lot of units only do a few things. This unit not only burns, not only traps, but also lowers special attack and lowers special defense. Let's look at their trainer move. Oh, look here is another trainer move that raises crit and special attack, and you only need to use it one time. It does raise accuracy, which is nice, because that makes it that your Will-O-Wisp and Fire Spin are consistently hit. It doesn't fully raise special attack and doesn't fully raise crit, so keep that in mind. But that's still pretty good. So yeah, what you're probably going to do is you're probably going to summon Arcanine, use the trainer move to fully raise your accuracy, so that you don't miss your Will-O-Wisp and Fire Spin. And then use Will-O-Wisp and then use Fire Spin. Keep in mind that it doesn't matter what order you do them in, because do you want to lower attack? Do you want to lower the special attack first, or do you want to lower the special defense first? So keep in mind that it doesn't matter what order you do. And then use Ember, and then all Ember is doing is a cheap move that can lower special attack, special defense. Alright, now let's look at the sync grid, because this sync grid is alright, hit trap opponent speed down 9, hit burn opponent attack down 9. So not only are you going to be lowering special defense and special attack, but you're also going to be lowering, if the opponent's burn and trap, you're also going to be lowering speed and attack. Dude, this unit is absolutely insane. Not only does it flinch, not only does it burn, not only does it lower special attack, and not only does it lower special defense, but also lowers attack and speed. So you're just going to be lowering 4 stats on top of burn, on top of trap. Dude, that is insane. Oh, wait, we don't really need the 100% accuracy. That's fine. So yeah. Basically, this Arcanine, I mean, the sync grid I did, I mean, you can try to do damage. I mean, you can try to do damage. But at this point, I think that this is just a unit that you use that you want to lower stats. I mean, this is just a full tech unit. Of course, I think you have to have these. Power play, more sync move damage, I guess you can use. Move gauge refresh 9, by the way, is insane too, because your embers are essentially free. Well, they're not free, they don't cost nothing, but they give you back a move gauge. So yeah, you're just gonna be using, yeah, I mean, this unit is just kind of insane. I mean, there's a bunch of other tiles, but I feel like this is what you want to do. You just want to lower their stats. And why do you want to lower their stats? I don't know, but usually it's to increase damage, you know, because certain units, for example, Oleana does more damage the more the opponent's stat is lowered. So yeah, you're just going to be doing big damage with units like Oleana that can take advantage of the lowering stats. Next unit is Amalo, also variety. Why did they not make Lana variety? Well, because Lana already did get a alt. So they're giving these characters an alt. So Malo is our one and only support of a dispatch new unit. She's using Shinotic. I'm not sure what this Pokemon called, but it's grass. Hit, absorb, attack down. So lowers attack of the opponent every time they use an attack that heals themselves. So let's see how they can do that. Giga Drain. Alright, so it's a support unit that has Giga Drain, very similar to Rosa and Superior. But here we lower attack by 1 every time we use Giga Drain. Alright. Hit, paralyzed, recovered, whatever, 9. So it restores HP every time it uses a move against a paralyzed opponent. Okay, so can it paralyze? Yes, Sunspore can paralyze. So probably what you're going to be doing is you're going to use Sunspore, Paralyze, and then you're going to use Giga Drain. Not only are you going to get the heal from Giga Drain, but you're also going to get the heal from the passive, so you're healing yourself a lot, and you're also lowering down their attack. Status immunity is super nice. As a tank, it's always nice to have status immunity, so that your lucky skill can be the interference immunity. So basically, yeah, you can't get inflicted by status conditions or status changes, which is super nice. Stats, I think this is one of the first times we see a Pokemon that has lower than 100 stat. I mean, look at this base attack. I know it doesn't matter, but this base attack is so low, which is it's fine because your unit doesn't take advantage of attack, but yeah, low HP. Do keep in mind that this unit does have low HP. Super high special defense, by the way. Look at this. 535 special defense is super high. But yeah, just high defense, low HP. I mean, we've seen a lot of high defense, low HP Pokemon before. The reason why they have low HP is because they have healing potential. So yeah, Giga Drain is going to be doing healing. X, special defense all. I guess you can raise all your special defense. Alright, look at this passive. Oh, it's a one-time use passive. Oh, I wonder, does it raise crit and attack or special attack? Let's see. Oh, it raises special attack by 4. It raises crit by 2. Oh, wow, well, that's a special. And then it also raises accuracy by 1. So yeah, I mean, again, it's a support unit, so you're going to be buffing your crit, buffing everybody's special attack, which is super nice. But also the accuracy buff is super nice so that your Sunspore has 100% accuracy. And then you're probably just going to be using Giga Drain to heal. So very similar to Sycamore and Xerneas, where you can like heal yourself pretty well. And X special defense all is just there, you know. Anyways, for Sync Grid, yes, we're going to go with the full healing. So Giga Drain, move gauge refresh, more Giga Drain healing. We're also another pass has a 50% chance of restoring HP when using a move that's paralyzed. So again, more healing, quick cure. Again, if you have status immunity, if you have interference immunity, I should say, doesn't really matter. So I guess you can do something like this, but then you have 2 that you're not. Okay, well, anyways. And then today, special MP Refresh 2. I feel like this is super important to have this because if you have this passive activated, that means that this unit can fully raise your team's special attack and fully raise your team's critical hit rate, and it also lowers accurate, and it also raises. Oh, I mean, it raises. That's what I meant. It raises fully raised crit, fully raised special attack, and another fully raised accuracy, but it raises it by 2. So yeah, and then also, I mean, this video I think is going by too long, so I'm not gonna really talk about the other nodes, but yeah, this unit really good self healer. I don't think it's good as Ball Guy and Among Us, and I don't think it's as good as Xerneas and Professor Sycamore. But hey, can those units fully raise your team's crit? Actually, I do think that Among Us can fully raise your team's critical hit. Anyways, this unit, pretty decent. Yeah, there's a really good buffer that can potentially fully raise special attack, fully raise crit, and can heal self pretty well. Giga Drain costing 3 is a bit much, even though you do have Move Gauge Refresh 2. It does still cost 2 as a support unit, so keep that in mind. And then you also do need a Paralyze to get extra healing, so it's not the greatest, but there you go. The last unit is going to be Irida Trainer Launch. He's going to be introduced in Trainer Launch, spoiler alert, but it is in the newsletter, so. Irida Tech Unit. Steadfast 9, alright, so this unit, part of this unit's kit is already garbage in my opinion. I don't like Steadfast. Nope, don't like units that hit recoil. So let's see what else this unit has in their kit. Alright, Aggravation 2 in Hostile Environment 2. Alright, so a good chance at hitting stats changes and stats conditions. Pretty bad stats, but hey, it's a free unit, so. Free unit, trainer launch units usually generally do have bad stats. Alright, Flare Blitz, that you move is useless. Alright, Fire Fang. Alright, here we go. Here we go. So this unit can flinch and burn. Alright, so probably not as good as Kawaii, who can flinch, who can trap, who can burn, and who can lower 4 stats consistently. But hey, you can flinch with this unit. And then X attack, alright, and special, and then can raise special defense by 1 and raise crit by 2, and gradual healing. Alright, so this Pokemon is like the only Pokemon who doesn't have a one-time move that raises attack and critical rate. So this is a pretty standard unit. This seems like a unit that would come out like 3 years ago. And then Sync move increases damage when it's burnt. Yeah, so Irida, not that good. Here I have a Sync grid that does flinching and burning consistently, but again, this is a free unit. You're not really expecting much. I mean, I'm sure there is a Flare Blitz build in here somewhere, but I don't really care because I already have a bunch of. I mean, I'm sure most people have Red, Taking Suit Red. I'm sure most people have Hilda. I mean, this unit is trying to compete with Hilda, which most people probably have at 3 copies at least by now. If you've been playing this game for a long time, you probably have Hilda. And I think Hilda's just better than this unit when it comes to damage. But Hilda can't flinch, so this unit can flinch. So yeah. Also, you get Aggravation 2. So you get Aggravation 2 in the passive, Aggravation 2 in the Sync grid. So I feel like you're hitting consistent flinches with this. I mean, you have to be hitting consistent flinches, which is why you're raising Fire Fang accuracy and move gauge recovery, or refresh, I should say. So yeah, anyways, that's all the units. So let's go ahead and talk about all of them one more time. Tate and Jirachi, I think that this unit is a very interesting unit. There's a few things you can do. Again, you can do the Charm build, you can use the Damage Flash Cannon build. But at the end of the day, I think that this unit is going to do tons of damage, and I think it's a fun unit. Liza is I think she's going to do a ton of flying damage. Again, I don't think there has been a really, really strong flying unit in the game that I can remember. I'm trying to think of what flying units we have in the game besides like Anniversary and like Nate. And I think, what's his name? Lysander also has a flying unit. So yeah, I mean, this unit is pretty good. A lot of damage and a lot of sync move damage if you want to do that. So yeah, I would rate. It's hard to rate Tate because we just don't know how much Doom Desire does. But I'll probably give him A. Liza potentially might be our strongest flying type unit in the game, but again, she's not master, so I'll only give her A, maybe high A. I'll give Tate maybe high A to mid A. Rose, I'll be honest, I think Rose is probably the best unit out of this patch. Well, I shouldn't say the best, but I think he is the highest damage dealing unit. I mean, all the passes are great. The Gigantamax move does a lot of damage. Iron Head is just super nice. Has always been a super nice move because of flinches. I just think Rose is probably the best steel type in the game when he releases. I think he's gonna be better than Steven. I think he's gonna be better than Rayhan. And with Marnie, you know, if you use Marnie, you steal zone. I mean, Rose is going to be doing tons of damage. So I do think that Rose is probably the best unit out of this patch. I might give him S. I don't know if he's enough to give S, but I feel like he's top A. I don't think any of these units are S, by the way, but I'll give him top A. You know, I'll give Liza and Tate a bit lower. Oleana, super good unit because, again, she can do tons of things. She can do damage. She can inflict poison for poison stall, and she can lower stats very nicely. So I think she's a super nice unit too. I'll probably put her in low A because I do think that she does too much to make her really get at one thing. Like I think Emma is gonna still do the more damage. Still think if you want a good poison staller, I mean Razor Leaf from Sigma Suit Leaf is super inconsistent, but I mean she does, you know, Garbage are super consistent, while Venusaur and Leaf is inconsistent, but they do have healing and potion and gradual healing. So I do think that that's probably the better poison stall. And if you want a stat decreaser, I mean, look no further than Kawaii, dude. I want to put this guy S tier for support. I mean, maybe I'm rating this guy a bit too high, but this is just insane. I just love his kit that he can lower 4 stats at once. I really like him. I don't think a lot of people are going to roll for him, but I think he's a sleeper good unit. I really like him. I want to put him in S tier for the fact that he can do so much. Yeah, his damage is garbage, but his utility is just insane. Mallow, I don't know. I feel like it's the same as Appleton Mallow. You know, I feel like decent, but like not really crazy. Not really crazy output. I mean, but hey, this unit can't fully raise special attack and crit. So, I mean, that might be deserving of at least A, you know? So, all these units, I'm just giving them all A's. I'm just giving them all A's. And of course, Irida, not very good. But, I mean, what do you expect from a Trendalong unit? So, anyways, all in all really good units in my opinion. Not anybody super crazy. Maybe Rose, maybe Koei. But yeah. I would, what my plans are for this patch is I'm probably not going to roll for any of these units. Yeah, I just want to say for Anniversary, maybe, I feel like I might roll. If I roll for one of them, then most likely I'll be honest, it's the Oleana. Because her theme is just awesome. Her theme is just, I love that theme. Her theme song. And, I mean, yeah, she's super interesting. But I mean, Koei is just insane. I mean, I want to roll for him too, kind of. But yeah, I'm probably not going to roll for any of them. But yeah, thanks for watching. This was probably a longer video. I kind of skimmed through some of those sync vids. But yeah, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Again, keep in mind, I mean, if you watch this far, I mean, but like, keep in mind a lot of this stuff is just speculation. Maybe a lot of units are going to be way better than expected. Maybe a lot of units are going to be way worse than expected. Maybe Koei is actually garbage, and I'm rating him this high for no reason. So do keep that in mind if you make it to the end of the video. So my opinions aren't always the 100%, but it's just what I think is always fun theory crafting and speculating these units. So yeah, there you go. Thank you for watching it, and I'll see you in the next Datamine. That's probably going to be at the end of July. So yeah, thank you for watching. Oh, that's not the right button. How do I exit? I exit